Hi, it's Lee Solden again. Second part for the day. Um, I'm going to go nothing new here in this second part. I'm just going to go over things kind of quick from the top to the bottom on what this Slash Depover said. This is again Lee Solden. Teaching Dutch is the name of the lecture today, and this is World Languages Live. And first, I am a guy who just was learning a bunch of languages, never that many at a time, but I'd have like learn a few main ones and several here and there type things. And one day I just started stumbling into the system that I currently teach with. In other words, I was kind of a conventional, everyday language learner. I mean, I did a lot of reading books, reading subtitles on movies, but I wasn't doing anything much ear-based. I wasn't getting anywhere. I was trying, but I wasn't getting anywhere. And then, well, first thing that happened to me, I found that if you lightly study something, you can pick it up by passive listening. Well, I switched everything to lightly studying and passive listening. It's a lot better. It's a lot quicker than studying and much easier. Okay. So then I found out my ear could tune in to common phrases because what I was lightly studying was common phrase videos. Well, that led to the third discovery. Someone sent me a full speed video in Spanish. I used the same techniques that I stumbled upon for the common phrase videos, and pretty soon I was tuned into all 12 languages that I study. It's a little more to it than that, but that's not, if you want to know more, read about my system. System goes like this. You start listening to a language a lot, specifically at least half of it to an audio book that you're going to learn. Number two, you do ear tuning exercises, which is something, again, I'd have never tried to figure out how to do. It just happened to me pretty much. Okay, so do the ear tuning exercises. Shortly after you start those, you can hear the language pretty good. Third step, while you keep doing the ear tuning exercises and the passive listening, you start doing read throughs where this is what I call the light studying, lightly looking at stuff. And then after you've lightly looked at it, do a lot of listening to it. So my read throughs are to have you look at the definition in a known language and then hear it, and half the time read it along with the hearing in the target language. And then you let your speech center do the rest. It picks it all up, more of that language in the morning. Okay, with that said, I'm teaching people Dutch specifically from a audiobook that my friend and language partner Slash Depover made. I just posted the link to that video to my earlier video of today. And just before that, I posted the verbiage that I'm going over. And right now, with all that said, I'm going to go over the whole thing. There's about 3 or 4 minutes worth of speech. Here we go. Goeiedag, beste kijkers. Means hi, best onlookers. Ik maak dit filmpje. I'm making this little film for clearing his throat, Lee to help Lee. Hij heeft me dat gevraagd. He has me this asked. Omdat hij jullie, because he, jullie, you all, the comma describes who you all is. Okay, daarmee, therewith, bedoel ik, means mean I, thus, so mean I thus, mensen, that's people, die graag Nederlands willen leren, who gladly Dutch, Netherlands, want to learn, willen leren. Okay, so that's who he's talking about. He wants those people, tegenmoet will komen. Well, tegenmoet is to meet, will komen, will come. So they're going to come to meet. In other words, they're going to get, what are they going to get? They're going to get met is with the juiste, with the right. Juiste means right or correct. Materialen, materialen, the right materials. Om het beter, for it better to learn, better to learn. Alle is just an expression. It means like so, anyway, or well, or whatever. Okay, volgens zijn eigen theorie. So following his own theory, zou deze manier, shall this manner, dat hij jullie wil tonen, that he, you all, will show, tonen is show, ervoor moeten zorgen. Okay, so they're here for, moeten is must, zorgen is take care of, dat is yet, that is that, excuse me. Next word is yet, and that is a, that's some West Flanders in there. It's a combination of you, and het. So you, it. Open natuurlijk. Okay, so op is on a natuurlijke, natural manier, kan learn. Thus, dat je het, that you, it, het, ook, also, open tofa, on a fun manier kan learn, a fun manner can learn. And misschien, and perhaps, misschien is perhaps, even zelfs, open snellere manier, on a faster manner. Thus by deze. Okay, thus by deze, saying, with that said, thus by this. Okay, so it means literally, okay, with that said, mijn naam is Slash, my name is Slash, and ik kom uit België. And I come out of Belgium. Ik ben nu in West Flanders. I am, ben is am, nu now in West Flanders. En het beste dat ik nu kan doen, okay, and het beste, the best, dat I nu kan doen, now can do, denk ik, think I, is van het beginnen. It's from the begin. From the beginning, begin. Okay. And thus hoe ik in talen, and thus who's how I in talen, languages, ben geraakt. Well, ben is am, geraakt is gotten. So how am I gotten into languages? Talen, ben geraakt. And also, and Lee heb leren kennen. Okay, Lee have met. Leren kennen. Leren is to learn. Kennen is to know. So how do you get to know me? How do you learn to know me? Okay. And then how is it that he learned to know me? Dat gaat al. Okay, that goes already, al. Een aantal jaren terug. Okay, een aantal, I mean number of, jaren, years, terug, back. Okay, now the rest of this I covered today in a slower manner. I'm doing it in a faster manner here for people who might just want a quick review or maybe know German. You don't need to listen to the slower manner, okay? Okay, in school, en zelf daarvoor al een beetje. Okay, and zelf even, daarvoor means before, already, al een beetje, a bit. So in school and before a bit. Okay, en ik al redelijk, and I already redelijk means reasonably interested, interest, excuse me, gehat. So he had already reasonable interest in languages, in talen. And the Aristotle in the first language, dat ik eigenlijk geleerd, that I actually learned, geleerd, okay, so I have learned, was meer op een natural manier, was on a natural manner. Okay, more op on a natural manier, manner. Thus, eigenlijk, that means actually, door al spelenta, door means through, and al spelenta is a phrase, means while playing. Spelenta is playing, al means all, so all playing. So he through all playing, wijze, all playing ways. The phrase wijze's ways. So altogether, it's the way he learned was a natural way and actually through playing. Okay. And door interacti, and through interaction op internet, on the internet. To gamen, to game, muziek te beluisteren, music to listen to, beluisteren. Okay, series, bekeken, series to look at, bekeken is to look at. Look at the very second word in this whole thing, or third word, we dag beste kakers, onlookers. Now here we got bekeken, okay. He was looking at series or watching series. And dear Galeka, Galika, dear Galika, and the such, and the like. Okay, you got that like in there, Leica, right? Dear Galika. Okay, and that began, voornamelijk. Voornamelijk is actually for name. So what's he going to name? He's going to name the most important stuff, right? To name, voornamelijk. Okay, to komen, to come, door, through, twee vrienden van mij. Twee is two, vrienden, friends, van mij, from me. Ze speelden in the, he changes up his words. So they played in, he stops and says, tijdens de speeltijd samen. Tijdens means during de speeltijd. Speel is a game. Tijd is time, so speeltijd is game time. Samen, together. And terwijl ze dat, okay, and terwijl, and meanwhile, ze that deden, and while they did that, spraken ze bijna continue, well, spraken, they almost or nearly bijna continue, nearly continuously, okay, nearly bijna de hele tijd, almost nearly the whole time, in het Engels, in the English. And ik verstond daar, and I understood there, thus, niks van, nothing from. Ik kon enkel Nederlands, I could only Netherlands, Dutch, and een beetje West Vlaams, so he's saying West Flanders, he's switching up to a more, into his dialect, West Vlaams. Das mijn dialect ook. Das is a contraction used in West Flanders. It stands for that is, das. Okay, dot is. He drops a lot of his T's on the end of his dots. And when he says that is, well, das. That is my dialect ook also. And yeah, sorry. Bad habits in Dutch to saying een when it's really n. I wasn't correcting that till, I don't know, a few weeks ago enough. It's like I've been saying Ain for many months. Now I got to remember this. And yeah, and yes, ik heb dus blijven, and that I have thus blijven means continue, can be continue, remain, or in this case just means yeah. So he's constantly. I missed somehow. Video's still going. I see. Okay. So, das bleiben vragen. Vragen is to ask. So, remaining to ask means you're constantly asking. Van, from. What's he asking? Put some parentheses. Okay. What betekent dat woord? Betekent means. What does that word mean? And what betekent dat woord? Okay. And op de deur, the phrase op de deur literally is on the time, but it means over time. And over time. En op de deur have I, meer en meer bij geleerd. So more and more, learn more. Bij geleerd means learn more. Okay. Ik heb dan, I have then, online gegaan. So he had then gone online. Gegaan, gone. He went online. Okay. Means for, or can be in order to, or about, stuff like that. Met Menson's people, with people to babbelen, to chat with, and dingen op te zoeken, and things to search. Zoeken means to search. Dingens, things. So things on to search in angles in English. Okay, then he says Ken, but Ken, there we go, another West Flanders sneaking in here, guys. Ken is a short, earlier I mentioned, or I hope I remembered to mention, Ain means have, some, okay. Ken, so Ken is abbreviation of I have, Ken. Again, that's not Dutch, that is West Flanders, I'll point that out. Verschillende is various, numbers means musical numbers. Leren kennen, so he learned to know many musical numbers in his search for stuff in English. Well, in other words, he's finding English music, okay? Mijn muzieksmaak, okay, my music, smaak is taste, so the word muzieksmaak is my taste in music. Ik ook, I also, ook is also, op die manier, on this manner, okay, ontwikkeld, developed, naar, toward, to, or toward. Okay, if you smile somebody, they say smile naar that person. Okay. What I knew now, graag, that is enjoy, one way you say it. Beluister, listen to. So his music taste turned toward what he now listens to. So his search for music on the internet kind of led him to this, okay? And I want to mention that his name, he was named after somebody in a band, by the way. If you wonder why his name is Slash, if you know anything about American bands. Okay, moving along. And that is alternative rock. Okay, and he says he can't tell if he's saying that in English or Dutch, the alternative. Anyway, and that is alternative rock. Een achterna, and afterwards, achterna, door de jaren, through the years, doors through the jaren, years. Okay, heen. Okay, the heen is there, means like to go. So you put that heen at the end, it means going through the years. And afterwards, going through the years, heb ik ook, have I also, een keer, a time, geprobeerd tried Braille te leren. Braille te leren. Braille, okay, it should be leren. Okay, you gotta make the E double long. I remember that, even though it does not spell it that way. Okay. Braille to learn. Okay, Yelly, Kennen, you know, that waarschijnlijk well, that probably well, waarschijnlijk means probably. Braille is een schrijfsysteem. So Braille is a writing system om ervoor, for, it's kind of using it twice, but it's for, te zorgen is to take care of or to provide, to zorgen. Dat blinden, that blind people, blinden, ook, also, text is text, kunnen, can, they can, kunnen, lezen, can read, via is via, machines, of is of. Now, I'm not sure if he pronounces machines, or does he say machines? I don't know. Maybe it's a borrowed American word. I have to listen to it. Of is or, via un blot. Okay, by a blot, piece of paper. Waar de puntjes op staan. Okay, where the puntjes is a point, little points. Punt is a point, puntjes, little points. Op staan, up is op, staan is stand. So little points stand up from the paper. That's what Braille is, okay? And, okay, I'm gonna go a little further. I try to make sure I cover my system each day a little bit. And anyone who wants to learn Dutch, if you have not done so, click on that link down there. And hey, by the way, hey, if you don't want to learn it, this guy made this video and trying to help people learn Dutch. Hey, click on it just to like it. He would appreciate that, I'm sure. Okay. So anyway, let's say you want to learn Dutch. Go click on his video and start listening to it. Put it on loop. If you're on a computer, laptop, it's pretty easy to loop something. If you're on a phone, I'm sorry, you're on your own there. I know what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to go on your phone, you make a playlist, and then you use the repeat function. I cannot tell you how to do that on your phone, but ask someone how to, because this is a 7-minute video, and I want you to play it over and over again. So you need to figure out how to play it over and over. If you can't do that, hey, listen to it for 7 minutes, and then when you think about it, play another 7 minutes. So just keep playing it here and there. And I want you to hear it for like hours a day while you're doing stuff like reading a book. Have it playing lowly, very softly in the background, so it's not bothering your reading. If you like, listen to your favorite music. And no, it doesn't have to be Dutch music, just music, whatever you like. And have the Dutch playing softly in the background so that if you put all your attention toward it, you can tell it was there, but otherwise it's not bothering your music. It does not have to be loud. The Dutch going into your ears for your speech center to pick up. Initially as part of tuning your ear to Dutch, okay? Later on, it'll be part of picking up the Dutch because you start getting the words introduced to you in these things called read-throughs, and you'll be getting reinforcement by the continuous passive listening to the Dutch, okay? So the first thing I need you to do is start getting in the habit of surrounding yourself with Dutch. And everything I have you do is how a kid learns a language. So kid is surrounded by Dutch if they're born in the Netherlands, or some dialect of it if they're born in Belgium, another dialect of it if you're born in South Africa. But hey, wherever they're born, that's what surrounds them. On top of that, they start hearing repeated phrases like, hey, here's your bottle, here's your bottle, here's your bottle. What a cute baby, what a cute baby, what a cute baby. Daddy's home, daddy's home, daddy's home. They hear these phrases over and over again. And between the constantly being surrounded by the Dutch and the constant continued phrases, the ear tunes into the language, in Dutch in this case. So Ears tuned into Dutch. What's the next step? Well, wait a second. Step one was to surround yourself with the languages, okay? Step two is to tune into the language. You have to do something to parallel that second step, the constantly repeated phrases. All I have to have you do is listen to full speed Dutch and give you ear tuning syllables and English letters that you can read. And you just keep trying to read the English letter ear tuning syllables and see how they match what the guy's saying. I'm telling you, listen very carefully to what he's saying. Does it match the ear tuning syllable? And you try to read those ear tuning syllables exactly as the guy is speaking. If he's whatever syllable he's on, you're on the same syllable and you're reading the ear tuning syllables, okay? If your ear's not tuned to Dutch, this is actually impossible. But so what? Don't worry about it. Just keep trying. It'll get easier from the trying. You get more familiar with the ear tuning syllables. You get lost. It'll be easier and easier to catch up because you're more familiar with, it's like 70, 80 ear tuning syllables. It's not a lot. You'll get familiar. I'm having you listen to these 120 times a day. It's a short stretch of Dutch over and over. That's how every child learns their language. Just really small amount of the language repeated constantly. Now, half the time, you're going to just listen if your eyes closed to that 30 seconds of Dutch or so. And half the time, you're reading the Dutch. Well, okay, the more you listen to it, it comes easier when you're only listening to it. Then you go to listen to it while reading, it gets a little easier. It keeps getting a little easier usually. Doesn't matter if it doesn't. Some people don't get any better at it. 2 days, 3 days later, your ear tunes into Dutch. Bam, you can hear Dutch pretty good. Okay, so what do you do with that? You've done step two, your ear is tuned in pretty good. Well, number one, you don't settle for good. You want a native ear for Dutch. So you keep doing the ear tuning, okay? Over time, I'll give you more ear tuning syllables, different voices, so to help you further get toward a native ear in Dutch. And you never stop the passive listening, which leads us to the third step. Third step is read throughs. This is where you're taking the Dutch that you're already hearing very well and you're going to listen to it. Just sometimes half the time reading while you're listening, half the time listening. But just before you listen to it, or just before you read and listen to it, you look at the notes telling you what the particular section means. So, for instance, right now, if all you have is a phone, you could listen to a portion of my lecture covering a little bit of the Dutch, what a sentence means, switch over to the other video of Slash and listen to him speak that bit. And then, listen to a few times. If you want, hey, you can take